Hey there, you're welcome to the realm of typographic wonders in Figma. Get ready to learn all that the text tool in Figma has to offer, and that will in turn help you create more stunning designs. I'm excited to get into this, and I hope you are too. My name is Adelami, and you're welcome to the Kairos Designers YouTube channel. Okay, then you're welcome to this YouTube channel. My name is Adelami. If this is your first time, you're very much welcome. If this isn't, you're welcome back. Like I said in the intro, we are going to be learning about the text tool. We are going to be learning about typography in Figma. So let's get right to it without further ado. This is the Figma interface. For those who have been conversant with our tutorials, you know this is the Figma interface. I hope that you're not new to this. So the text tool also, you know, this is the text tool. You can put in text, lorem ipsum. You can put in text. So as you can see, this is what we generally know as text, but we are going to delve deeper. You can see this tab here. You can see just these details. There are more details, also the type settings here. Now, the first thing I'm going to like to talk about now is the typeface. Typeface. Now, what is a typeface? A typeface, also known as a font family, is generally known as a design of letters, numbers, and other symbols to be used in printing or for electronic display, according to Wikipedia. And a lot of us just refer to it as font. But if you note, while I was defining it, I said a typeface or a font family, which means that if we really want to talk about it, or if you're really going to be accurate, a font is only a member of a font family. A font is a member of a typeface. So we have a typeface, which is like the general body. It's a family. And as I said, it's the design of letters, rather, numbers and other symbols to be used in printing of, in this case, for electronic display. Now, a font is a variation of a typeface. Now, let me show you something quickly. Just duplicate this, duplicate. Now, we know this is work sans. Work sans is the general name, that is the typeface, but there are other fonts there. This is work sans regular. So most fonts will just come in their natural regular state. Work sans regular. Then here there's medium, here there's semi bold, here there is bold. All these are work sans are under the work sans font family, or are under the work sans typeface, but each of the specific ones there are different fonts because they carry different characteristics, weight, the thickness. So you can see this is regular, medium, bold, semi bold. Some have extra bold, some have black. So this also has that. So extra, but you can see it's different from the bold font. So we are going to be talking about the text tab here in Figma. We are going to be talking about it. Like I described, this here is the general typeface. So we have work sans. So there could be other ones. Let me duplicate this and just a very common one is Montserrat. Have Montserrat. Let me give another one oil. Let me use Akira. Now you can see that each of these they have different characteristics. We will just say they are different fonts, but down to their typefaces, they are also different. This is the work sans font family or typeface. This is Montserrat. This is Oi, and this is Akira. Now, moving into the intricate details here in Figma. So the first thing we'll see here is the name. So we have the name of the font, so, or the name of the typeface rather. So We have Akira expanded for this. This is Oi, this is Montserrat, and this is Worksans. For those who stay till the end, I am going to give you a plugin that would really help your typography in Figma. Even while you're doing your designs, it's just going to help you, and yeah, help you just get it right without having to stress. So the next characteristic here is the different weights or the different fonts under this typeface. So we have extra light here for typeface. I've taken it back to regular. So we have different ones: extra light, thin, light, regular, medium, semi bold, bold, extra bold, black. And for each of these, we have the italics. So we have the italicized version. So the thing here is this: when you are selecting a particular typeface for your project, it is preferable or it is advisable to select a typeface that has different variations. So you have if a font family that is quite broad, not so broad. If you have one that is too broad, where there are so many weights, where there are so many different fonts even under the general typeface, you find it hard to select you find out to select fonts for different things while you're designing, for whether be it for web or mobile landing pages, mobile applications. You find it hard to select. So it's just nice to select ones that, and when you check online, you see general web fonts that are advisable to be used for the design of your mobile applications or just digital products that would help you generally. They wouldn't stress you. So the next thing we are going to be talking about here is the size. I'm sure you must be used to this. Even no matter the platform, as far as they give you an option to use text on that platform, they'll give you an option to edit the text size. So depending on what you're using it for, there are different text sizes. This is obviously not the same as the other one. Okay, so this is 128 and this is 24. So as you can see, they are totally different, like they're miles apart, especially when we put this on a product. When we are using it for a product, this generally might not even really be used, only if the screen is very very large. So now, for those who have a bit of experience designing, you know that there are different kinds of headers. We have H1 down to H6. So, and some even go look below that, which isn't advisable if you are going to put out text that is going to be readable for the users. But you should generally use a size that conforms and is consistent with the kind of product that you're designing. Now, the next thing we are going to be talking about is the line height. And before we do that, I'm going to just draw a text box using the tool in Figma. I'm going to open the Lorem Ipsum plugin. I'm going to open the Lorem Ipsum plugin and yeah, yeah. So auto generate. So I've generated something to fit in. I've generated text to fit into this, and yeah, let me just change that to SF Pro text. Yeah, SF Pro text is nice. So I've generated something to fit into that, and now, the advisable rule is this: the smaller the type, the more the line height. The bigger the type, the lesser the line height. What do I mean by that? You can just tweak the line height here, but articles will tell you that 150% is just right. There is too little that will make the text too squeezed, something like this. That will make it too squeezed. And there is a case where it will be too, the white space will be, the space between the text will be too much. And then there's that part which is just right. And yeah, you can say within the ranges of 150, 110%, 150%, although there is no size fits all, depending on the kind of text that you're using, the kind of font that you're using. So you then adjust your line height to suit that. The next one we are going to be talking about is the line spacing. The line spacing, this is the space between the individual characters there. Now we have to be careful with this. Most times, personally, if I'm going to adjust it, it's going to be for headers. But when we are having text, I just, even if I'm going to adjust it, it's just going to be a bit, especially when we are dealing with some fonts that are quite squeezed naturally, and I just want to give them a bit of space to breathe. So something like this, you could just adjust to just make it look better. But in most cases, I really do not tinkle with the letter spacing. This is the paragraph spacing. This is just the space between the paragraph. When we have different paragraphs, I want to give them more space. Let's see. Okay, let's give this a paragraph. Let's make that a paragraph. Okay, and we have, and let's have another one here. Another paragraph. Just let me copy a bit from this. Let's have another paragraph here. Like I said, for those that stay behind, there's going to be something. So like, as you can see, the space between the paragraph reduces or increases depending on the number I assign to it. In this case, it's 0, and you can see it's 0. The moment I increase it to something like 50, it increases. So that's for paragraph spacing. So for those who have products that, or those who are designing for products that have to use a lot of text, so you can use paragraph spacing to ensure that the spacing or the spaces between the paragraphs are suitable to what you're designing for. The next one we're going to be talking about is this, there are different widths and the text characteristics for the size of the text box. So we have this text here. This is when this is fixed size. I'm fixing the size for my text. So I'm fixing the size for my text. But here it's just automatic, so it just keeps moving and moving to until you until you press enter, which is to create a new line. So it just keeps moving like that. But in most cases, you would like to prefer to use this, which is the auto height. So you just adjust the height, and for this is fixed size. So if I adjust the width and the height, this is to adjust the width and the height, but as you can see, a part of the text here is outside the text box, so we just fix it back. But most times it's just preferable to make it just the fixed height part. And that's that. For the next one, we are going to be talking about the alignment. For alignment, we know this, if you can see, all the text here is aligned to the left hand side. The moment we select that it should be aligned to center, you notice that the text is now aligned to the center. But it is not preferable, or it is not advisable to align to center for large bodies of text. It is not advisable to do that. If you're going to align to center, it should be headers or at most 3 lines to help readability, because users have to, it will be better for them to read from one side to the other. And then the last one is align to right. So you could choose whatever you're going to align to, but you should make sure that you're following best practices, and it's something that would help the user in the long run, because those are the people that we are designing for. Now we have align to top. Let me just fix the height. Align to top is align to middle, and if you see, to be in the middle of the text box, and the last one is aligned to bottom, it will be at the bottom of the text box. But in most cases, we just choose to align to top. Now for the additional type settings, these ones are quite detailed. Most times you might not need to use these ones, but if you're going to explore more and design interfaces that are just move from the normal widely acclaimed styles, just give it a bit more oomph, you get. So you can use these settings. Sometimes you might need lists in your design, and you just need to employ the use of lists. There are list styles here and a number of things. Let's get into them without further ado. Now Resizing, I've spoken about that. That's this. Alignment, the last alignment that I didn't talk about but is included in more details, is the justification. Justification. So justify just makes for there to be a uniform width of the text. So from left to right is the same, ends on the same line, but it stretches the text a bit in the space. It stretches the spaces between the text in order to get that done. So it's preferable to just stick with the aligning to left most times. So now for decoration, you could choose to underline your text. You can choose to strike through your text depending on what you want to do. If you are, for example, a good use case for strike through is when you are trying to depict discounts. So when you put up a text and you don't want to use the line tool to now have to draw a line, it's made easy for you to, it's better for you to just strike through and strike through the text using this detail, this decoration detail. And for cases where you want to underline certain things, you can choose to use the underline option here to get that done. Now for your case, you have as typed, it just comes as you type it. Then you have uppercase, you have lowercase, you have title case. Title case is the first letter of each word is uppercase. Then you have small caps. Everything is capital letter but it's smaller. Then you have first small caps. Everything here is going to be capital letter, even smaller even smaller than the normal first caps. So the next one we are going to be talking about, take it back to as typed. The next one we are going to be talking about now is vertical trim. Now, if you notice, there's a bit of space at the top here. The moment we employ vertical trim, you can see that it trims that right to the top of most of the text here. It just leaves out some. There's a bit of space above here. It trims below that. I can't remember the name now. There is a height from here to here, and from here there's a height here, and it just trims right below that. That's what vertical trim does. And for list style, if you have a list, yeah, so for each place where you put enter, there's going to be a list there, and there it could be number, so numbered list, bulleted list, and no list here. So for the paragraph spacing, I've dealt with that. That's what I spoke about when I talked about this. So just the space between the paragraphs. The truncate text, you can see if we have, let's say we have something like this. So the moment we select truncate text, but here it's not truncated. The moment we select truncate text, as you can see here, you just put this 3 dots, meaning that there is more text. So if you in a case where you have something like an article and you don't really want to erase everything, you can just choose to truncate text, and in the next place you just deactivate the truncate text option. The next thing we are going to be talking about is the details. Now we have hanging punctuations. In the case where we have punctuations in our text, let's say, okay, let me just put a punctuation here. You are trying to reference a quote. Okay, in the case where we have something like this and we have hanging, you can see the quotation just goes outside the text box, but the moment we remove that, it does not hang anymore. Same thing happens for list. When we have list, the the bullets are reflected outside the text box. Paragraph indentation, this is the space that we have in paragraphs 56. So you can see the space from here to here will be 56 if calculated. Now, but you could just choose to give it a moderate number, so it will just be more obvious that there is a paragraph there. Next one we're going to be speaking about, I've spoken about the case sensitivity. And when we're talking about for case sensitive forms, this is going to include the symbols of the text, but in most cases we really do not use them. Now for numbers, you can see there are a number of different styles for numbers, but we are not dealing with that now. In case it's for position, subscript is you can see this is a good this is looking at the preview, you can see, for example, we are putting out equations, or this is just a bit using organic chemistry as an example, or we are trying to put in a subscript just below the text. It's going to put that there. This is the normal, then this is the superscript. So when we are typing like dates, the first, second, third, and others, so we have something like that there. For the fractions, that's going to also be reflected. And yeah, you could choose to explore all these. I'm going to stop at the fractions in this tutorial, and we are going to be creating a more detailed tutorial which you can choose to um, watch. It's going to be really really interesting. Please make sure to watch it when it comes out. Now, like I said, for those that have waited till the end, I'm going to be showing you it's a plugin which is TypeScale. TypeScale is that plugin that helps you. What you just need to do is to select your scale. Let's say perfect fourth. Yeah, we are golden people on this channel, so let's select golden ratio. Depending on, so let me say 10 would be the baseline. So it will then use a ratio. So I want it to round up the values. I don't want to have to deal with decimals. Then to then use whatever you set here to come up with a very very nice text style, which you can then save to your library and employ or make use of in your project. So with that, we have come to the end of the typography tutorial in Figma. I really hope you learned a thing or two. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel if this helped you, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.